So for example, when I ask where will you mark order blocks in the structure, what's your answer? Some people will say you should start marking from here. Some people will say you should mark this entire zone. So there are many misconceptions like this, right? So that's fine. We will be learning how to perfectly mark and wait for the highest probability order block in the structure. So let's get to the video. So the first thing you should note here is, the first thing you should note here is this one right here. The BOS happened at this point. Who triggered this breakout structure in the market? Was it this one or was it this one? The obvious answer is, of course, this point right here, right? The last push towards the downside was here, and then the market went up and gave us a breakout structure, which means that this point, somewhere in this point, has the ability to break the structure, right? So obviously, first you should conclude that this is the strongest point in this entire structure, okay? That's the first reason. The second reason is, which point in this entire structure has the highest number of orders that has taken place? So obviously the second option is also this one, the middle one right here, because if you see clearly, multiple orders have been placed in this circle, right? Few orders here, multiple orders have been placed only in this point. So this is a very strong range, which means the probability that the market will react to this range is very high compared to these two order blocks. Okay, so to put things simple, all you have to do is when you get the complicated structure like this, you should mark the order blocks here. You should mark this entire range here, right? You should not just mark this any order block present here, because the probability is very low for the market to come down and react. Sometimes the market just taps like this and then it goes up. So you should mark this entire range. And then the extreme order block, which is this one right here. Okay. So you should always mark these three order blocks whenever you are marking your structures, right? This one is the weakest. This order block is the weakest. It didn't break any structure, just a tiny pullback, very less number of orders, so all those things, right? So this is the weakest order block. Which is the strongest order block? Obviously, it's this one. You should always never miss when the market comes to an order block like this. You should never miss any entries. You can even use limit entries right here. But if you notice one more thing, there is some liquidity present below this order block, right? Below this entire range. So there is still a chance that the market can come down and take this order block, which is completely fine, because you don't always know exactly what's going to happen in the market. So what can you do here? Simply use a stop entry for this order block, use limit entry for this order block. If you don't know how to take stop entry, limit entry, I have already made a video on those things. Check that one out. So you can just take limit entry here, use stop entry here, use confirmation entry here, right? So I'll just draw these things. So guys, this is how you should approach when you have multiple order blocks present in your structure. But don't forget that this one is the strongest order block. You should always keep this in mind, because this one gave us breakout structure. This one has the highest number of trades that has happened in this range, right? Okay. So I'll just show another live market example on how you should approach these things. Let's go to the live markets and let's take this zone. I have already marked this zone. All right. So completely only focus within this circle. Don't focus on anything other than this circle, because I just want to explain this concept. So if you see here, the same concept which we saw in this diagram happens in this live market, right? So this happened on 25th of August, Wednesday. So what happened here? The one who gave us the breakout structure, who was the one who gave us this breakout structure? You can even go to 5 minutes, but I recommend you to use 15 minutes because the price action is a bit clean. If the structure is very tiny, then you can go to 5 minutes. Now let's stick to 15 minutes alone. We don't need to go up or down, okay? Right. So if you see here, there are multiple ups and downs like this, right? So if you take order blocks right here, market doesn't have any necessary to come down and mitigate this order block because it has already been mitigated while the market was moving up. So which order block should you take here? I have seen many people take this one as an order block, take this tiny simply inside candle as an order block. Some people take this entire range as an order block. So what's the right thing to do here in the market? Some people take this big candle as an order block. Okay, so what's the right thing that you should do here? The answer is very, very simple. The first thing which we discussed earlier, which candle led to the breakout structure? What's the answer? It's very simple. This candle right here, right? So this is the recent candle from where we get a very strong rally bullish movement. And also this candle was necessary for BOS of this point, right? So obviously you should not second guess this. This candle should be your ideal order block. So let's mark this. Okay. Okay, so if you see here, I already took an entry in this point. But if you see closely, the market has perfectly reacted to this order block. If you see, the market exactly came to the midpoint of the order block, reacted, and then the market went up, right? If you want to mark this entire range, it's fine. You can mark this, but the issue is you won't get proper risk to reward. For example, if you see here, we got about 3.3 RR, right? If you're taking an entire range, how will you place your entries? If you place a limit entry like this, you'll get less than 1:1, right? Which is not compatible, which is not consistent. You won't be able to trade like this in the long run. You should have higher RR, at least minimum 2.1 RR, right? Only then you will be profitable. So guys, this is how you should filter and select the perfect valid order block that's present in any structure, not just in complex structure, be it simple structure. So we can just look at this. Pretty much we have the same doubts when we approach this structure, right? So all you have to do is just wait a second and think, where is the highest range, right? So this point has the highest range. A lot of orders has happened within this range, right? So obviously your order block should also be within this range. So if you mark your order block from here to here, you can see that the market does not mitigate your order block at all. What's the reason? Just go to the first rule. Who gave you the breakout structure? The breakout structure happened right here. Who gave you the breakout structure? It was this candle, right? It was this candle. Even though if this is a big candle, we have no other options. So you should mark this entire candle like this. This is how you should mark your order blocks, right? The same rule happens once again. Who gave you the breakout structure? It is this one right here. So it's this candle. Is this candle present within a range? Yes, this candle is present within a range, right? So you can obviously mark your order blocks starting from this candle, right? So these are the few rules that you should always keep in mind before you mark any order blocks in the market, right? Okay. So yes, that's all about this video. I hope you learned something new. If you have any doubts, please leave them in the comments. See you guys in the next one.